I'm Andy. Andy Sullivan from Blue Collar Corner.
Great.
Andy Sullivan from Blue Collar Corner. I'm here with Chairman Ed Cox. Sir, what brings you out here tonight in Queens?
Well, we came out here to support a great candidate for the 5th Congressional District, a great Republican, Dr. James Milano. And he's competing to kick out of Congress a 26-year congressman who's been there too long. And it's time for that congressman to leave and to have a Republican congressman in there and for the Republicans to take over the Congress. And that's what's going to happen this year. Republicans are going to win it this year. And in New York State, we're going to win. We're competing in 10 to 11 congressional districts, and I think we'll win 8 of those, and we will make the biggest contribution to takeover of Democratic seats of any state in the Union, and that will be part of the takeover of the House of Representatives by Republicans this year.
That's great, sir. You certainly do have the momentum. I mean, just recently, you have 5 councilmen, all GOPers, that came into their councilman positions. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I was there when Bloomberg swore him in.
Councilman Ulrich, that's great. Of course,
Yeah.
Peter Koo, who united the Korean community and the Chinese community, and he won. This is a person who you can see really believed in his community, has been supported as a private philanthropist.
Solid conservative.
Solid conservative, but he built up his own business, American success story, and then wanted to give back to his community. He did it privately, and now he's doing it publicly as a councilman. And of course, Dan Holleran here.
Oh, Dan's the man, yo.
He's the man. He gave a great speech there, didn't he?
Always does, always does. The camera loves that guy.
Now, he won those three council seats, a big surprise, but that's momentum. That was last November 3.
That's right.
That momentum is even growing. That's why next November 2, we can have this surprise victory by Dr. Milano winning the 5th Congressional District. Because people are really dissatisfied with the corruption in Albany and the corruption in Washington.
That's true, Mr. Cox. I mean, guys like me, I'm just a guy from the street. I just got involved in politics because I was outraged at what was going on, and more so, I was outraged at the media because they weren't looking out for us. I mean, they used to be our watchdogs. Now they become Obama's lapdogs.
They say, look, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And the other party has all power in Washington. Look what they're doing, $1.5 trillion deficit. And they have all power in Albany for the first time since 1935. And boy, has corruption set in there.
You ain't kidding.
I mean, we have an unelected controller in Albany because of financial corruption. The Democratic controller had to leave. We have an unelected governor, Patterson, because Spitzer, moral corruption, he had to leave.
That's right.
And now we've got the 3 Democratic leaders in the state Senate. They are all under investigation or accused of impeding investigation. So, this is not a good situation at a time when we have a real budget crisis. We are bankrupt in New York State. We are running out of money. And the people of New York State cannot be taxed anymore. If the Democrats are in power, as they're doing with this budget, they're going to raise taxes, raise fees. That's the way they're going to balance the budget. And the people of Queens, the people of New York State, they're having problems as families and people balancing their budgets because, the value of their 401ks have declined, the value of their homes have declined, they're saving more, they're spending less to balance their budgets. How about the government balancing its budget by cutting spending rather than raising taxes on those very people who are cutting spending to balance their budgets? That's why Republicans are doing very well now, because the American people, the people of New York State, people of Queens, trust us to cut spending rather than increase taxes.
Mr. Cox, from a guy who works in a blue-collar job, I do construction. Is there any kind of plan?
Times in construction now, isn't it?
Sir, people are suffering. I've been through many cycles before. I've never seen it like this. I'm getting phone calls from guys that I worked with for 20 years who are losing their homes, who are getting kicked out of their apartments. It's disgraceful. I've never been through a drought like the one we're having today.
No, we got to bring it back. You know how we're going to bring it back?
That's exactly what I want to ask you. Give me the drive that it's going to take the jobs back to the streets and out to the men and women who want to work.
Look, here's what's happening. The infrastructure of New York State is in bad shape. You know, Robert Moses during the Depression.
Absolutely.
That's when a lot of it got built, and now it's getting worn down, and we need to rebuild it, and that's good for pro-growth policies. That creates jobs, not just the jobs in doing the construction, but you have a better infrastructure, then businesses want to be here, businesses grow here because
it's attractive.
The state has it. This is one of the first jobs of government is to keep a good public infrastructure in place. Now, the Democrats say they like to do it, but they can't do it because they believe in only the government doing. And the government doesn't have the credit any longer. You know, they've run up the debt too much, the Democrats have. So the government doesn't have the credit to do the construction work, get the infrastructure repaired. And you're talking about real problems. The Champlain Bridge, it fell down.
Yep.
They're trying to replace. They're using ferries now. The Tappan Zee Bridge. The Tappan Zee Bridge is functionally obsolete.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
It's functionally obsolete, and engineers who know the situation won't drive across it because they're scared of what might happen sometime. It's just going to fall into the...
I didn't know that. I had no idea about that.
And the state is spending, or the authority that runs it, is spending $100 million a year just to try and keep it in good repair. Now, if the Tappan Zee Bridge is closed because it's unsafe, that's cutting the jugular.
Oh, my God, forget it. That's a main artery of people and commerce.
And the Democrats haven't been able to come up with a plan of how they're going to repair that. That's because they're looking to the government to do it. The way it's got to be done is with public-private partnerships. And they're complicated, but raise private money to repair this. And we Republicans know how to do that. We can do it. We have to be determined. It's got to be a strong part of our platform to repair the aging infrastructure of New York State. That's what we stand for.
Okay, I'm going to hit you with a couple of quick ones. You ready? Financial reform, good or bad?
Good. We need financial reform.
No, I mean the one that Obama just signed.
No, not that one, not the bill. But we need real. Look, the problem started with those government entities, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
And it done nothing to them. There's nothing.
They focused on the wrong thing.
Exactly.
It's just like Obamacare. You know, you want to bend the cost curve down, you got to worry about tort reform. Does Obamacare do anything about tort reform?
Nothing.
To keep so that keep costs reasonable with respect to malpractice, things like that? No, they haven't done a thing. It bends the cost curve up, not down. That's the problem with Obamacare.
Now, we have something that's very dear to me, this mosque that they want to put downtown. Do you have a stance on this whole thing, if they should build? I mean, right now, it's operating as a mosque. Yeah. They're using it for service. But they want to put up this 13-story massive superstructure right there in the shadow of Ground Zero. How do you feel? Where do you stand with that?
Look, first of all, you have to understand who's behind it. And I stand with Rick Lazio and saying we got to find out who's behind this mosque. Are these really radical Islamist terrorists who are building this to be an affront to the heroes of 9/11? Or are these really peaceable Muslims who want to build something that's modest and that, along with other places of worship there, means it has to be investigated? Rick Lazio is calling on Andrew Cuomo to investigate.
His numbers actually went up ever since he took that stand.
Exactly, and that's right. That's the right stand. Let's find out about it. Let's investigate. Let's find.
Do you think his chances are good, Ricks?
I think they're very good because look. We won the impossible races. Dan Holleran. Peter Cook.
That's right. He fought a machine, a Democratic machine out there.
They all won on November 3. Plus, in Nassau County, Tom Suozzi.
That's right.
Tom Suozzi, $2 million in the bank. Along comes Ed Mangano, no resources at all. And boy, wasn't it a surprise.
We love those comeback kids.
Oh, you bet. It was the same in Westchester County, 2-1 Democratic Westchester County. Rob Astorino comes from nowhere because people want change that works. They want good, fiscally responsible government. And that's what these people said. In the highest tax counties in the United States, Nassau County, Westchester County, the people understood it was time for a change. It was time to put good, fiscally conservative Republicans in charge. And now they're following through and they're cutting spending and capping taxes, making government clean and efficient, just like Chris Christie's doing it in New Jersey.
That man's doing a great job out there.
Great job. See, that's what we need, and they're branding the party the right way. They're showing we can do it, and we will live up to our principles of freedom and opportunity.
That's a bumper sticker you just spouted. Changes that works.
That's it. Change that works. Not just that you believe in, but change that actually works. That's what we need.
Excellent. Mr. Cox, thank you so much for your time. Good luck and God bless.
Yeah.
Thank you.